Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your man DJ FX. All right, we're about to have a special show today because we're all about motorcycles here. We're all about this platform is about positivity and doing things in a good, respectful way, and not knocking any of the other shows that are out there. But I wanted to bring somebody on that you all should know, and if you don't know, what can I say? You need to know. You really need to know. So I'm going to invite all you guys right now to share the link, tell a friend, somebody about what you guys about to see, because the show it's about to be on and popping. And if you don't know, you need to know. So I've been wanting to do my intro, and then we will come back, and I'm going to introduce you to my special guest on this week's special edition of MC Love with DJ FX. Be right back, y'all. Yo, yo, we're back. It's your man DJ FX, and we're about to get things started right about now because it's another week. The weather's starting to get a little different out here, and we're gonna do some highway talk, y'all. Highway talk. Now, if the name Highway Talk don't say anything to you about who my guest is, well, let me tell you who my next guest is. My next guest, y'all know him as the one and only Silk. What's up,
No.
Silk?
Hey, FX, what it do, baby?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hey,
Man, just
now
got an opportunity.
I know Silk from um biker junk. Oh Lord, I forgot the name just that quick. It's Bike Junkies.
Bike junkies, yeah.
Bike Junkies.
It's before that though, GJFX.
It was before that.
Yeah, I think you don't remember the show we did with Hunter, called Hunter and Friends. I thought you was one of Hunter friends.
Hunter and Friends. Hunter and Friends. No. I
Then it's
mean,
bike junkies.
I remember the show. But no.
Okay,
We
then
didn't
it's
meet.
bike junkies. Then it's
Yeah,
bike
it was. I met you doing Bike Junkies,
junkies.
and we physically met at Jekyll. She had a show going on Two Wheel Love,
Yes, in
and
Maryland.
we met at one of the venues that she and I both were attending to. So we
Yeah.
met there. So it gives me great pleasure to have Silk on MC Love. What's going on, man?
Hey, FX man, I'm just humbled. I'm just humbled you pulled me in here, man. That's all. I'm just humbled you pulled me in.
Well, I after you saw that I was doing my show on
Yeah.
um first and third Wednesdays,
Yes.
and you told me you was doing your show, but you said that you would switch up. I said,
Yes.
how that man is humble. And I said, I got to have you in because I'm going to help promote what you're doing. So I
And
said,
yes.
it shows one, it shows the love that we have for what we
Mhm.
do.
Yes.
And I'm not going to be one of those people that's not going to promote somebody else because their show may be different from mine, their
Yeah. Same here.
platform is different from mine. But hey, that's what it's all about. It's the difference makes changes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I could reach somebody that you can't reach. You could reach somebody I can't reach.
Absolutely.
But as long as we got these different platforms, we're gonna reach somebody in some
Yeah.
kind of way. And
Yeah.
I'm not speaking. I'm not trying to preach or anything,
No, it's all good. You can
but
preach. Yeah.
but but it's all about what we can give back to the community in the
Yeah.
various ways, and that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Silk for a minute.
All right.
So
Let's
so
do it. Let's do it.
so how did you come up with the name Silk, and how long you been a rider?
Oh wow. let's see. Well, my name is Silk since maybe the I want to say sixth or seventh grade. Believe it or not, I used to be a young, slim cat that could ball, and they used to say they reminded me of Jamal Silk Wilkes from the Lakers. So that's how it started. Because I could shoot left or right, but when I shoot with my right, it looked like I was lefty. So that's where that name came from. But now, as far as riding, I've been riding. Let's see. I mean, I used to ride a long time ago when I was much younger. When I was small enough to rock sport bikes. I had the Kawasaki Ninjas, and then I stopped for a while, and then I got back on the horse. I want to say in 2012. 2012 I got back on, and then I got the fever, and um so yeah, and I've been riding ever since, yeah, it's so much to talk about FX. But definitely, man, but definitely, like I said, I got the fever, man. I could really tell you another story. What happened was when I came back from LA, I was in the music industry for a long time. So I was in LA for a while, back and forth, back and forth. And I got into the car scene out there. And I came home because my mom got sick and my mother got sick. I came home, I stayed home, and I needed to do something. So I started getting into the auto scene here on the East Coast, in Jersey. And my mom, well, at first my mother got better, and then my sister passed away. Then I said I need to really stay home, because they was begging me to come back to the West Coast, and I said let me stay home. So then after that, my mother got sick again, and unfortunately, she passed away in 2012. But what got me back on the horse, I'll never forget this day, is uh, I'm coming out the funeral home, in August, and I get outside, and there's so many bikes outside to escort my mother from the funeral parlor to the cemetery.
Mm.
And it blew me away because I didn't ask for it. It was a lot of cars and trucks. It was a lot of people out there. And the club, that's I'm the founder and president of Jersey Trendsetters. And so that happened, like I said, that was in August. And my mom didn't want me riding too much anyway, anymore. And when she passed away, and I walked outside and I saw them bikes, and when I tell you they stopped the traffic, and of course, my mom's funeral was very, very long. And for them to maintain the traffic like that, I said, one day it's time for me to do it for somebody else. So mind you, that was August. I want to say November. I picked up a cruiser, and you ask anybody around, I've been riding in everybody's funeral ever since. I'm big on that. The paying forward thing.
Right.
I
Right.
rode with people. I rode with people's funeral. I didn't even know, but if it was a motorcycle escort needed, I was in there. And I knew my schedule has always been flexible. So, and that's what got me going. And I just got the fever after that. FX, it's been nonstop. You know. Um, but anyway, I don't want to keep going without question. I don't know if you have another question.
Nah, keep going, keep going.
Okay.
So what are you riding now?
I have two Kawasaki Vulcan Vaqueros, 1700s. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are my babies. I bought the first one, like I said, in November when my mom's passed. And then I just bought another new one, a brand new one in 2018. I bought another new one. So now I'm about to shop again. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but it's almost time. Almost time to start shopping again.
Well, the good Lord bless you to do this. So do so.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I'm hoping. I definitely get blessed because this particular my second Vaquero, I didn't get a chance to wear it out like I did the first one, because of the pandemic and things like that. But I still stay riding though. But
That's what's up.
I didn't get a chance to. Yeah. So when I got the first one, I stayed on. I couldn't get off it, and I don't care how cold it was. I was out there. So that's why I tell people I don't care if you're going from here to Cali or here to the store. Just stay on your horse. That's all I believe. Stay on the horse. So,
Ride your ride.
ride your ride. Yeah. So that's what it came about.
So let's talk about, because you mentioned that you've been associated with the music and everything like that.
Yes.
What made the transition, or how did you go from the transition from like with the music and everything doing podcasting and streaming for the bike community?
That's a great question. You won't believe this. Check this out. I when I came back home, I had purchased a bar that we all used to hang out at, and clubs used to use my bar for their bike nights and things. And with all my various connects, what happened was I also, when I left, stopped being in the industry as much as I used to. I never completely left. I have my own recording studio and everything over here too. But what happened was me and my nephew's at Motown, and when he decided to leave, we had a lot of sponsors, right? But I knew some way I wanted to make the sponsors work, for myself. But I knew that, having one club, as far as a bar, wasn't big enough for the sponsors because we do corporate sponsorship. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. A friend of mine blessed me with a connect. She says, "Listen, Viacom is thinking about. I think it was Viacom at the time was putting together a show, and they wanted to have a bunch of internet radio shows, and they was giving out budgets. So, with the connects I have, they was like, listen, you can get this check. So I'm like, you know what? I like checks. You know what I mean? So I started building. It started out with my first place was first show was called 99pointlive.com. And it was supposed to be like a panel of several, internet shows. And I think they wound up doing something similar. Where I think Ricky Smiley on them had a show that was similar, but that was real radio. That was mainstream radio. But they was trying to do something similar. Make a long story short, it didn't go through. They wound up doing something different, and but they didn't ask for the budget back. So I caught the bug, thinking that I can transfer some of my sponsors over into this lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And that's how it started, pushing and doing things like that. The only problem, everybody know that the music game is a young man's game, DJ FX. So I was getting a little older, so I had to keep finding ways to stay in, the lifestyle as far as the industry. And so sponsorship was my way in. Like, we did parties for everybody, Super Bowl parties, Ocho Cinco in Miami, the list goes on. And the name of my company is kckwright.com. It was called the KCK Wright Group. But you get a chance to see some of the people that that we've helped with the big parties and things like that, from Puffy and everybody else. Just getting sponsorship. So and then we started that in 2003, actually. So we've been doing that for a while. And I was trying to figure out, how could I bring some of these sponsors over? And I'm gonna tell you what happened. There's a humongous bike blessing that used to be here in New Jersey from one of the older clubs, one of the main clubs out here called North Nights. Okay. And a friend of mine came, and he was like, man, in North Nights, they was doing it up. It was packed. I mean, they had the whole all the blocks locked down. So when my friend saw it, he said, wait a minute, how come you never bought any sponsors? And matter of fact, one of his friends was working for Suzuki in the corporate office. He said, how can we do this? How can we do that? So one thing led to another, and we never really went any further. Then North Nights, they wound up stopped doing the bike blessing. I guess due to some things going on with the city, whatever the case may be. But I've never stopped trying to make it happen, far as bringing the sponsors over and things like that, and kind of introducing people to the sponsorship game, because the sponsorship game takes a lot of weight off people when you want to put something together. When you're putting events together, it's hard coming up with your own money sometimes. So, why not make it sponsorship friendly, to cut the cost? So that's how it started, actually. And then after a while, once I really caught the bug for the MC world, the MC life, I was like, I got to make it happen. And I want to talk about the things that I love, and that's where I'm at now, pretty much, just talking about the things that I love. So our show, Highway Hyenas, we're not discussing no politics. We it's too much that it gets lost when we start talking about politics and clubs and things like that. It's so many other avenues. When you're talking about things we talk about, is from the tattoos to the cigars to the pipes to the handlebars. The list goes. Music, forget about it. Music is a thing. And I can name a list, and I had a chance to judge a few sound competitions. Matter of fact, shout out to Rolling Sounds for giving me the opportunity one time to judge one of their sound offs. And these guys are spending crazy money putting these bikes in. And now I'm one of them. I kind of put quite a bit of money into my music as well. But, if we can start, bringing that culture over as far as the sponsorship, it'll save some dollars in our community, and some of these companies want to be in our community.
Well, I just want to pull in the plug real quick. If anybody wants to sponsor MC Love with DJ FX, holler at your boy.
Okay. Well, hey, listen. We definitely going to talk about it. I promise you that. We're definitely going to have a conversation.
Because it's funny. I've been doing this some years now. So
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I'm ready to keep it helps keep the platform going.
You're absolutely right. But and like I said, you know what it is. A lot of us start off with doing things that we love, and we forget that there's avenues out there that can help financially. And without creating the debt. But at the same time, you have to produce. You got to make sure that what you're putting out there is clean and things like that. So
Right,
that because now you're representing them. So
right.
so
Well,
like I said, it has to keep. Sometimes it's a money thing, and sometimes it's a product thing. Like I think Roadcaster Pro sponsored my board for the new show, Highway Hyenas. So I got to get them some shout outs. I don't want to keep plugging, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm
hey,
willing to do.
you can plug
Okay,
on this show. You can plug.
you
I ain't got
plug.
no problem.
Okay. So what I'm thinking about doing, DJ FX, is that I want to find shows like, instead of me trying to gain so much content and you gaining so much content, I want to figure out a way to create a hub so that we can utilize all of our content, because that's all they want is traffic. That's all they
Hmm.
want is traffic. You know what I mean? It's a no-brainer. But if I can offer them so many people from my show and so many people from your show and so many people from maybe Bike Junkies and so many people from uh, other platforms out there, because it's not easy. And I'm quite sure if anybody now, this is not easy.
Yeah,
Well,
it's not.
hats off to all of these people that's trying to do these platforms. I've seen so many. I'm gonna try to write them down, so when I do my first show, I definitely want to show them some love. But if we can figure out a way to uh, direct the traffic, in a way that we all can benefit from it,
Right, right.
the key is, just trying to make sure everything is transparent, so everybody sees what's going on. But sponsorship market is definitely, it's a great game. It's not like it used to be though. Back in the day, boy, they was throwing money all around. But times is hard. Pandemics came out, but it's still enough to do what we do. Because the best thing about this, as you can see, it's not that expensive to do what we do, but it is an expense.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
an expense, but like
yeah.
you said, every little bit does help. I
Oh,
want to give a quick
absolutely.
shout out. I want to give a quick shout out real quick. You see me? I'm looking to the side because I got my big monitor over here.
Okay,
Um, I want to give a shout out to Grunt, a member of Kingdom Knights Motorcycle Ministry. He's on Facebook,
okay,
watching us on Facebook.
all
Also,
right.
want to give a shout out to Lynette M. Jewell, aka Cinnabon. She's all the way down there in Charlotte. So um, big shout out to her. And um, I forgot to tag you. Let me tag you so you can share the page, Silk.
Yeah. Now, once again, don't forget. Like I said, I do the best I can, but this technology is a hiccup for me. But I'll figure it out.
So you figure one
I'll
way or
figure
the
it
other,
out.
you get it.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to let's see. I can copy that, and then let me get over here to Facebook, and so while I'm doing this, let's talk about the various radio shows you've done. Stream, your Facebook Live,
Yeah.
your first one up to where you
So
are
now,
now with Highway
yeah.
Hyenas.
Well, now, like I said, we started with 99.live.com, and I got a lot of help from my man Get in Line Gil down there in Rocky Mount. Shout out to him. There's quite a few people. Hunter. Then Hunter came by, and like we was going live from my other bar at the time that I had, and then it progressed to show number 2, which was Hunter and Friends. Most of the shows I do, I really try to highlight other people because that's not my thing. So that's why we came up with Hunter and Friends, and Hunter was pretty good at it. We did that for a while, and then she wound up doing her own thing. I think after that, I know I went to Myrtle a couple of times and saw her down there doing her thing. Um, then after Hunter and Friends, I kind of took some time off. It was always bothering me because I'm gonna tell you something. I've had Bike Junkies and Highway Hyenas for years. I just didn't put it together. So then later on, I ran, riding with some of the guys, and I was like, man, I really got another platform I want to do. So it was like 7 of us. It was me, Pusher from Block Burners at the time, Sparks from Speed Assassins, Kane from Speed Assassins. Then it was Smooth from Speed Assassins. It was um, who else? Who else? It was a bunch of us. It was after that. It was Kane. It was Sparks. It was one more I'm forgetting. But then it was Duke, and then Duke came in. and we started Bike Junkies. I'm forgetting
Yeah,
somebody. They'll be mad
I,
at
w-
me.
I
They're
want to
gonna
give I want to give a shout out to Bike Junkies because
be,
when I saw you guys, I was at a point where I was about to give up MC
give
Love,
up.
and you guys inspired me to continue to maintain what I was doing. Because when I saw, I was like the banner y'all had back
Yeah.
there,
Mhm.
behind. I was like, you know what? I'm going to strive for that. I haven't
Mhm.
gotten there yet, but I'm gonna strive for that. That's what I'm looking for, so that I
Uh-huh.
can continue to take. Because I've done on the road. I took MC Love on the road and everything,
Yeah.
but I haven't really. I don't even think I scratched the surface on what I can do. So,
Okay.
you know, but you guys inspire me to continue to
Oh
push
wow.
forward
Oh,
with
that's
this.
what's up. That's good, and I think that's the key. But you know who I forgot? Forgot my my main man, LA Ghost from Ghost Riders. He's the one that did the artwork for Bike Junkie, and he's working on some of the artwork for Highway Hyenas. At Ghost, and he's going to do the tattoo segment for us. But so throughout the time, everybody started getting caught up with things and business and things like that. So it felt, but Duke, Duke's a rebel. So because there was a time where, like I said, a lot of people didn't know. I don't really talk about it. I had got sick, but I didn't really tell nobody. So I had to get myself together, things like that. And then him and Buns, man, they kept it going, and they still going strong. Um, but at the same time, I still had a burning desire. And the only, because we said, why you not there no more? I'm like, man, that's my guy, Duke. Duke is like the little brother I never had, but sometimes he the big brother though. But he's a man, he's a phenomenal dude. 'Cause it's not too many like Duke. So I got to give him a shout out, man. For keeping it going. Because like I said, a lot of us, started doing other things, and like I said, I had to work on my health and things like that. Um, and then at the same time, there's things that Duke is passionate about. Like Duke is passionate about the things that's going on in the community. And
Right.
me personally, by me still being the president and founder of a club, um, that's something I didn't want to. I don't want no part of. Like I don't want to talk about that, and then I got to go do it too. And I think by being the president and founder of a club, I don't get a chance to talk about all the stuff that I love, you know. And like I said, I got members. We all ride. One thing about it, you're gonna see us pounding, but there's so much to this FX. You know it, man. It's not just pounding, man. It's the fellowshipping with other clubs. I've met some people in other clubs that are my best friends. Like I go hard for them. They're all over the country, and that's what I really like about it. I was like, man, I don't get me wrong. I love my members. I love my club. But I ran into some brothers and sisters that, man, at a heartbeat, they on their way out here, FX, if I need them, and vice versa, actually,
That's what's up. Now, this
Yeah,
is a question. I
go
asked
for
this
it.
question to pretty much everybody that blessed me, to appear on my show. What are some of the things that you wish still existed now on the set versus some of the things in the what are some of the things in the past that's gone that you wish was still here, and some of the things that's here you wish was gone?
Wow. For me, I'm gonna say the support and dedication. Um, I remember years ago, you didn't have to really know a club. If they had something going on, you just showed up. Now I think what's missing now is that, if somebody don't mess with this, it's so clicky, if that makes sense now. It's very cliquish, Um, but the one thing that I remember back in the day, it didn't matter. Like everybody, like if somebody said they're going somewhere, you have 10 to 15 clubs that are just all get together and take off. Now it's not like that anymore. At least in this area, I can't speak for all areas, but that's what I missed with chance where we all come together and we just take off. We don't care nothing. Like, and we got something coming up this weekend. Actually, that's what we're gonna do. We're doing a bike blessing where it's a whole bunch of we're gonna get together and ride to the bike blessing and do what we're gonna do. But those are the things that I think have changed. And by that changing, honestly, it kind of changed the brotherhood a little bit. It kind of changed the
Mm,
brotherhood. It definitely changed the brotherhood a little bit. So I think if you fix that one part, um, I think everything will come together because I'll be honest with you, a lot of the problems are coming from people. They wearing those colors, but they not riding. They're not pounding. So some of them are around here acting like some of the social clubs, but I think when they fix those little issues, when they fix those issues, DJ FX, I think that'll change. Um, and like I said, and when you're doing the platforms like your platform and a few other things, oh my God, easy with that. Men and women love to ride is a monster. Like when you're doing things like that, that's what really motivate me to come back again.
Yeah,
So
he was on my show a couple of
yeah,
weeks
I
ago.
saw it. Yeah, he's a monster with this. So when you have things like that, just like you said, bike junkies kind of sparked your motive. That's what men and women who love to ride. It totally said, you know what, Silk, it's time to keep rocking and rolling and do some things. But that's a beast. That's a monster. And I'm definitely interested in going. I'm definitely interested in going to to join some other networks that's similar to see what's going on in different areas. But as far as over here on the East Coast. That's phenomenal, man. I mean, I had a blast. But like I said, so once those things start, and that's the thing. I think the big problem is nobody travels. So when you travel and see things like that, that's what makes me say, listen, I want to focus on this.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares what's on your back. All they care about is, listen, do you ride? Do you crack that throttle? It's a guy up here. He's the man to us up here. His name is Nash. And for years, he never wavered to no side. All he's about is if you crack that throttle, he's gonna help you if he can. He's gonna ride with you if he can. He's the OG up here, and
That's
we
what's
call him
up.
the Godfather. We call him the Godfather. So I took a lot of that. FX. I took a lot of that and said, you know what, this is what it's all about. He never. When you call him, he's coming. No matter what it is, no matter whether it's a party or a funeral, whatever, he's coming. But his main focus is if you're cracking that throttle, he there. And I've always appreciated that with him. I know you know Weasel. Weasel's another one
Yeah.
that got me right. Let me tell you something. Weasel's the one that was pushing me, like when you're getting on that highway. And I never forget, I said, because I had just got back on the road, and I ran into him at the end, coming out. I don't know where I was coming from. Oh, I was coming from North Carolina, and I ran into him getting on the turnpike, coming out of Delaware. He looked over and saw me. He said, "Man, that's what it's about, man. It's a few people, man, that really motivate me to really stretch, to stretch out and really pump." Chuck, there's another guy from up here that's well known. He's another one that kept telling me, "Man, you got to ride, man. You got to ride your ride." And then after that, I caught the fever. In fact, and it's been over since then. I love it, man. They tell you, as soon as they move the snow out here, baby, I'm back out there.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, hold up. We're going to take a quick break real quick. We'll
Gotcha.
take a quick 30-second break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk more about highway hyenas,
Yes.
what your platform is going to be all about. And we're going to talk about, get your opinion on the female riders that's pretty much taking over. They're doing what the Brotherhood used to do back in the day.
Yes.
So I'm going to get your opinion on that. So we'll be right back, y'all. Y'all are watching and tuned into MC Love with DJ FX with my special guest, Silk of Highway Hyenas. Be right back, y'all. All right, y'all. We are back. We are back. We are back. I'm here with my man Silk of Highway Hyenas, and y'all are watching MC Love with DJ FX right here on the different platforms. If you're on my personal page, Jeff DJ FX Austin, you're watching there, Facebook Live. If you're watching on MC Love with DJ FX, Facebook Live, or if you're on my YouTube channel, it is YouTube channel at DJFX, and I want to thank everybody who's been tuned in. Whoo! So, all right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Highway Hyenas. What's that all about? Why you decide to call it Highway Hyenas, and what's the formula of this platform?
Well, I got to go back just a little bit to answer your question. Like when it comes to anything I do, I always thought that I was a marketing genius. That's what I thought. You know what I mean? Till you start seeing some of these younger guys out here. But anyway, what happened was I wanted to, like I said, I had bike junkies for a while. I had highway hyenas for a while. Um, what the reason why I wanted to do something with highway hyenas was that I wanted something that sounds aggressive, and I wanted to have an animal. I don't know, in a marketing game, sometimes, using animals is always a key. And I kept saying, like, how aggressive do we want to be when we on our horses? How aggressive, and how aggressive we want to be with riding. And a hyena was, when when you Google them and see how they get down, they are very aggressive. They are hunters, and that's why how our hashtag is mile hunters. And that's what we are. We're highway hyenas. We are mile hunters. And like I said, we don't care which way you're going, north, south, east. We don't care just as long as you're going. Um,
Right.
and our main two questions is, hey, where you going or where you coming from? Uh, but so anyway, I fell in love with it. I don't know if you've seen some of the artwork. I just wanted to get real, creative with the artwork and the names and because I felt it fit a lot of people, and I think that's what I look at first when I started seeing all these people all over riding from here, riding. I said, man, these guys are hyenas. These are guys. These are not riders. These are hyenas, and these are hunters. So and that's how that started. But then the actual show itself, we have two shows. We have a podcast such as similar like um same thing, on the line of Bike Junkie, same thing as your show, and that's called The Longest Mile. Everything we do is marketed behind miles. So that's the first show. The second show is we have a food review show where all the bikers, we ride and we go to restaurants, because if we don't do anything else, um we don't do anything else, bikers, we eat, a lot of us are foodies. So we have a show coming out, and that's called Miles and Meals. And we go in and we film the footage and we take it back, edit it, and we upload it to our YouTube channel. That's coming. Well, we have the channel, but the first show is coming soon. We probably won't get rocking with everything till April 22nd or 23rd. We'll be in Clutch and Burns anniversary in Virginia Beach. So that's when we'll be launching. We was trying to launch sooner, but it's just so much content that we're putting together. But anyway, so that's the second show, called Miles and Meals, and we grade the food by throttle. So if the food is great, then they get 5 throttles. If it ain't too good, they get 1 throttle, or either the bike won't start.
Oh,
If it's that bad, the bike won't start. But but anyway,
wow.
it was just a matter of like trying to put together all the things we love to do, and at the same time, it's a way to bring the sponsors, aboard as well. You get sponsors talking about, okay, can you help us out with this particular new item coming out, or whatever the case may be, or this restaurant's coming out, and but I really want to I really want to focus on the smaller businesses, that need that kind of press. I'm not interested in running around to these big box places and giving them any praise or anything. I mean, don't get me wrong, they can do what they do, but there's so many people out here who are struggling. So
Right.
many people that just barely made it through the pandemic, and there's so many people that didn't make it through the pandemic. So our goal is to shed light on some of these smaller restaurants, DJ. That's for the Miles and Meals. Um, I got a group. I got a group of DJs. I got some group of DJs that's getting out of here too, man. And and that's
Hey,
all.
if
Everything that
you're
we
looking
put
for a gospel, if you're looking for a gospel hip hop DJ, I'm your man.
do it. Hey man, let's do it. Let's do it, FX. Let's do it. And and that's called Miles and Music. So there's so many different avenues that we're covering this time that I didn't do before. So I think, and that's what took me so long. Actually, it took me long. One, I was trying to get better, and two, I was trying to create something that we hit every avenue, and that's what we're doing between the rides and promoting and now the music and the meals. So I think we got it covered. I think we got our hands full this time.
Now I got a question for you.
Yeah.
From the mileage bully. I
Yes.
posted up in here earlier. She asked highway hyenas. Where does the name come derive from?
Well, I think I touched that earlier. It's just that, like I said, when we were trying to describe us as riders, we were trying to figure out, like what best fits us, and that's what we, and like I said, we wanted something aggressive. So we wasn't gonna do the highway tigers or the highway lion, you know what I mean? So at the time, we felt as though that the hyena was something that was close to what we was trying to explain when we talk about us and us on a highway and us with getting in our saddle.
Laughing at all those wannabes.
Yeah. So and I think that's where it came from. And like I said, I've had it for years. I just never, put it together. And then we, a few of us got together and said, "Look, you need to pull that out your hat." And I said, "Okay." Because like I said, I really want to talk about the things that most people don't talk about or don't highlight a lot. Like, you know, I love when
And
people
that's
call me. Go ahead. What you about to say?
no, I was saying that, and that's what made me bring this platform also, because as individuals, we go through things, and a lot
Yeah.
of people don't know that. Just because you're a biker, don't mean you are, you know, rah, 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 rah. Nah,
Hmm.
you got issues, you got financial issues, you got physical issues, emotional issues, and a lot of people need to be aware. You know, I want people to be aware that we are just as human as the next person. Just
Yes.
because we ride don't mean that we don't have families. We
Yeah.
got families. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? We have children, and we're
Yes.
not teaching them to go out here and just be any old kind of way. Some of us, I'm a minister in the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Look at
Wow.
me. People
Nice.
say, "You look like a biker." I don't know what a biker look like, but I know that I'm comfortable in my skin, and I'm
Yes.
I'm happy,
Yes.
and I love to ride. I love DJing, you know,
Hmm.
and these are things you would not know unless you got the chance to know me.
Yeah.
And in the motorcycle community, that happens. You get to know your brother who you riding with. You get to know your sister who you riding with.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this platform gives other people who are on the outside the opportunity
Hmm.
to see who we are as
Hmm.
riders, as bikers, and what
Yeah.
we do and why we love it so much.
Facts. Facts. And it's funny you said that because like there's so many people that fit the description. They're all like there's a lot of mile hunters out there, and there's a lot of hyenas. So, like I said, and you'd be surprised where some of the conversations will lead you to. But on the flip side, though, or really on the flip side, I felt as though when we talked about earlier about some of the things that's missing, I think whether it's in this motorcycle community or in our own communities, I think the one thing that we lost was networking. And I think with this particular platform, I'm hoping we can pick up that, we can get that back because that's what I love about men and women who love to ride. The networking aspect of it is phenomenal. That's why I call it a beast. It's not just about the bikes. And I think sometimes you need one thing to kind of bring you there. And then after you get there, it's a whole nother world. Like I've met so many people there. Like it's quite a few events. I love Myrtle Beach and places like that. But that many women who love to ride was just it's different. It's different.
I went to one of their events, and not to cut you short, I went to
No,
one of their events, and I had a
yeah.
awesome time. I met a lot of people that I've been associated with on Facebook. I
Uh,
got a chance to meet Bam, DJ Bam. I got a chance to meet him in person.
uh,
Cool cat, love him, love his spirit. He had the opportunity to be on my show when I, highlighted the DJs that are riders on the motorcycle community. Um, Another brother in Christ, Craig Farmer, met him.
okay. I think
Um,
I know him. I think I know Craig.
yeah, so
On
it
Facebook.
just it was just an awesome time. So you know, I it was good, and I want to try to make this one, but if I can make this one, I'm going to be in my cage because my baby's down for a minute.
Oh wow, wow. Okay, but hey, at least you're gonna show up. But I'm gonna try to make it. Like my schedule's getting crazy between, like I said, my club and my other ventures with the music and things like that. So I'm gonna try to make it. I go to Myrtle. I already booked for Myrtle. So I'm gonna try to see if I can hit both of them. But I'm gonna
Let me
tell you
get to some.
something. What you say?
Hold up. Okay, uh, big shout out real quick to Don Unapologetic Me Phillips,
Okay.
aka uh, Dub C or C
Okay.
Dub. I always keep screwing her name up. Big shout out to her all the way up in I think she's in Colorado. I think she lives in Colorado. So big
Okay.
shout out to her. Mileage Bully just put up something real quick. She says, "What is?" And I just put up on the screen. What is your perspective on female ground pounders? So I guess we're just going to jump right into that since she put that question out there.
Why not? Why not? I think they just me personally, like I said, it's my personal feel. I think they really put some life back into the game. These females out here. It's one on the East Coast, named Tosh MC. Oh my God, she's all over the place, and I mean, and the list goes on out here. But I think they really put. I think they give the game. Oh, and Foxy's been behind me for a long time too. Foxy, she's another one. She does not play, and she has that. Was it Black Girls Ride? She's part of that group.
I want to try to have some of them on my show.
Yeah, man.
If you can reach out to them, I want to make that happen. I would love
Okay.
to have them on my show.
Yeah, well, it's a bunch of them. I don't know them all, but I definitely know Foxy, and Foxy is definitely about the riding culture as well. But let's get back to them. But they are out here. One time I was in Myrtle, and I went down to the Atlantic Beach side, and I said, "Man, I really want to see these bikes and what they put into these bikes." Man, the women is putting just as much money in their bikes and out there riding, as some of the bros, man. So I think they really. They kind of, I think they keeping I think they keep the culture up. In fact, I really think they are. Like I said, and they're not playing no games. They are out here.
Yes, they are.
They're not taking this culture lightly at all. So shout out to them. I mean, it's amazing to see them sometimes. And I'm looking like, man, is she gonna go where? And I get a phone call like, oh, I'm shoot out to Cali. I'm like, what? And some of these women, and you know what's crazy? When I talked to Tasha, she did it on a sport bike. And I said, what? I mean, she was all over the country on a sport bike. And I'm like, there's times I get along, don't get me wrong, I'm kind of comfortable on my cruiser, but sometimes I'm like, you know what, let me start moving around a little bit. So to go to Cali on a sport bike, man, they have nothing but respect for me. And like I said, I see them riding to New Orleans and all over the place. So much shout out to them and thank you. That's what I say. Everybody who I hit pounding, like the other brother, OD, and was it K Solo and them guys, they're not playing with this lifestyle.
They are not.
They taking it to the next level. They capital hyenas, like they are going above and beyond. Like these jokers, they go to Alaska and and the 4 points. So it's so many places. Because I kind of stay glued to the moves they make. And like I said, that's part of where the name comes from. Just watching, like, man, these guys are like hyenas, man. They are all over the place. So, but the female riders, man, much prop to them. They are really, really turning it up, and they putting the pressure on the brothers. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. Let's call it a buck. They got their foot on some of these bros' necks. They do. Ain't nothing we can do. I see she posted women make up 53% of riders. Wow. Women purchase more motorcycles during the pandemic than men. Okay, facts.
And that's Mileage Bully right there. That's the one she rode, coast to coast, and now she's the first, as far as we know, she's the first Black female that has a riding academy, motorcycle riding academy.
Wow! Shout out to her. Like I said, I applaud anybody doing anything related to what we're doing, because this is something that we love and we take it serious. I mean, it's amazing. Like, I'm gonna tell you, I went to a place one time. If you got a minute, can I tell you the story, FX?
Yeah, go ahead.
I went to this place. It was called Rally at the Rock, and this is when I knew I had to turn my game up. Okay, this is when I first got in the game, and I'm getting all the info and knowledge from these older guys. Right, we're in the middle of this field. It's a racetrack. And it's getting late now. I'm getting tired. So it's getting late. I'm ready to go take it down. So I said, listen, fella, I really appreciate the knowledge, because I'm a sponge when it comes to knowledge. So I said, I really appreciate it. They said, man, okay, well, hey, man, tomorrow, we'll be right back here talking again. I said, man, I like talking to the older guys, and and I relate. And it was great information. So I said, good night. I'm about to go back to the hotel. These old guys took a pillow off the back of their bike, put it behind their head. I was like, what y'all doing? Like, I said, we staying right here. I said, where you going? I said, I'm at the Holiday Inn about 20 miles down the road. And it was amazing to see. And and that's what made me really realize that there's more to this than just riding. The camping aspect of it, oh my God, a lot of bikers are camping and they're doing so many things. Matter of fact, and Foxy and them, they actually have trips where they camping and biking at the same time. So it's so much out here, FX, man, that I really, really love and I want to be a part of. And I guess the only way to do it is to get into it. You know what I mean? That's the only way to do it. Just get in
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
It's the only
That
way
is
to
so
do it.
so true.
You know what I
Like
mean?
uh Don, like you said, your moms will speak for themselves.
Yes, yeah,
Just
I can see it, man.
get out there and ride. And she's another one that has ridden coast to coast on her bike as well. And she's been down, she's laid it down, she's been in accidents,
Yeah.
but she has not given up. She gets right when once her sores heals up, she's
Mhm.
back on it
Back up.
again.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. This is like
So
this is great, man. This is great. And once again, man, shout out to you, man, because I was watching your intros and things like that, and I said, man, this guy, he knows. He got the technical side too. Like, see, good to have a platform when you got the technical side. That's awesome, man. Like that makes you like untouchable. So I'm definitely going to hit you up after the show one of these days, or sit down with you, man. Because I have so many ideas. I just want to bring them to life. You know what I mean? But
well,
I
I'm available for you because, like, from one brother to another, it's all about lifting each other up and helping each other.
yeah,
I'm not going to be the one that don't share what I have. If you surpass me, I'm still happy for you.
no
You
doubt.
know,
That's how
you
it should
know,
be. Yeah,
the
yeah,
path I walk, there's no room for jealousy. It's only room for um, building.
yeah.
You know,
That's what it's all about.
I rather build something strong, relationships,
Hmm.
associations, build those big strong bonds,
Uh-huh.
because if I'm ever down at a certain point, you know, I think they're going to eventually come in and help build a brother back up.
Cool. Like I said,
Um,
I got a few people that's trying to check us out too. Go ahead.
okay, yeah. Miles Bullish asked, are you going to the Virginia for Clutch and
Yes,
Burn
yes,
18th anniversary?
absolutely. As a matter of fact, we're doing the show there. That's where How About Hyenas is. We're going to do our show at the event. Yeah, we're gonna ride.
I'm gonna try to make it. I can't guarantee
Yeah.
anything because the way my schedule is, and I do have husband duties, so I gotta make sure I take care of home first.
What?
But
Yeah, you're right. You're right
but
about
yeah,
that.
I gotta I want to try to make a lot of these things because for the past since the pandemic, I feel it's like I was like in limbo.
Yeah,
So now I want to try to get out there and do some stuff.
yeah.
Big shout out to Jackie Keys who just came on.
Okay. Shout out.
She said hello.
Hey, Jackie. Yeah.
So I try to share this on all of the uh,
Groups.
Facebook group pages that I know.
Yeah.
So I
That's
try to
dope.
share it to all of those.
Yeah.
Um, so we're at the point now. I gotta ask you, name a time, an embarrassing moment or a funny moment that has happened to you as a rider.
Wow, I got a few of those. Got a few of those effects. I never forget.
But we got about 10 minutes.
All right, let me tell you what I did. I think one of the craziest things is that when you ride and you pulling up and you get, I don't know, just me, I get caught up in the scenery. Like I pulled up like, wow, look at these bikes out here, this is awesome. Oh my. And I'm pulling up and I'm like, yes, this is what I love. I pulled up, got off the bike, never thought about the kickstand. The most embarrassing thing right there was that was one. Just my bike just fell, scratched it all up. I was hurt. I was hurt about that. That was one. Let me see what else is probably most embarrassing. Okay. I caught myself showing somebody. Um, I said, listen, just I'm trying to show them how to ride a little bit. I said, I preach that everybody need to take the course. And running my mouth talking, and first of all, I was in the small quarters. I said, listen, the bike is not gonna hurt you, yada yada. Left the bike again, it bunny hopped right into the back of my truck. tore my truck up. Yeah, tore my truck up and kind of bent the fender on the bike. But it's I guess it's the same. I guess we all had them little hiccups. I hope we do. I hope I ain't the only fool out here sometimes.
No,
But
because I did the kickstand one. I did that at a gas station.
yeah. Yeah. So like I said, I had a couple of hiccups. I had a couple of hiccups, but that might be I've had crazy, more embarrassing moments outside of the motorcycle. But then I guess that would be the two, because I just got caught up in like, wow, look at these. Oh, this is awesome. You can see everybody having a good time. And I just pulled up and just got off the bike. And as soon as I brought that leg over, I realized it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. There's no way I'm going to hold this bike up. It was much easier to just let it go and try to fight that. The bike is heavy. So, yeah, that might have been one of the one. Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah,
that's what's up. All right. So now, what would you tell of all your experiences as a rider? What would you tell the younger you, or what advice would you have for someone who is thinking about getting into the motorcycle community?
Wow. Let's see. First and foremost, if they just coming in, I'm going to talk to them about taking the course. I'm also going to talk to them about making sure they have life insurance before they even get involved in this lifestyle. And after that, I tell everybody the same thing I got to do even with my club, whatever. You're only going to get out of this what you put in. That's the best thing about this lifestyle. If you're going to bring garbage, you're going to get garbage. You're going to bring brotherhood, you're going to get the best brotherhood you can possibly get, or sisterhood to some of the ladies out there. But I think that's the dopest thing about this lifestyle. And I think when you come in with an open mind and a pure heart, it gravitates you to the right people. If you come in trying to be something, if you come in trying to, focus on the movies that you've seen or stories that you heard, there's no telling how long it's going to take you to get on the right course. But when you come in with an open mind, a pure heart, and you're definitely going to get exactly what you put in to the culture. So me personally, safety, life insurance, and stay away from the BS. Stay away from the BS.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Man. Silk.
Yes, sir.
My time is dwindling down, dog, but I had such a ball. I'm glad that you did it. So tell people about Highway Hyenas, the platform, the days, the time, the whole 9 yards.
Okay. Well, like I said, right now we're locked in at every second and fourth Wednesday. We following DJ FX. He had the first and third lockdown, so out of respect, kudos to you for doing your thing. And so we're gonna like I said, we're gonna be on the second and fourth Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Then you can go there for the information on the scheduling of the food reviews, because we're going to do those according to bikers coming in. Like, we're going to hit some spots in Jersey as well. So for bikers coming to Jersey, we'll have some spots that they can hit. And, we're going to mark our territory with a Highway Highness sticker. So you go to a restaurant here and you see that sticker, it's official. And then we're going to do the same thing, as we travel. Like, we're going to do one when we get to Virginia Beach. So they're going to be looking for a spot for us to film, one of the restaurants down there. We don't care what it is, you don't have to be soulful wherever we go, but we're just looking for some, some clean food and some, a clean place and some good food, I should say. But at the same time, we get a chance to help promote people, promote the people that really need it. So that's pretty much, basically what we're doing. Of course, like everybody else, we're pushing our merchandise. So you could definitely go on and you'll see on Facebook and things like that. And we have a YouTube channel we're putting together, Highway Hyenas, on YouTube. So eventually you can go on there and start, what you call it, subscribing and things like that.
Yeah, that's right. Y'all heard him. He said subscribe on my Facebook. Subscribe on my YouTube channel, DJ FX. Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, smack that like button right now.
There you go. Right now. Not now. Right now.
Right now. So, and share it.
Yeah. Sharing is caring, definitely. But yeah, so that's pretty much, but you know what? I do want to give one quick shout. I really want to. It's a sad thing, man. I had a good friend. We called him Godfather. and he passed away. And I told him, so the first show we're going to do, we're going to dedicate the first show to Godfather. And I wish I keep forgetting the name of this club out there, man. They opened their clubhouse and they did a thing. And they're in Rocky Mount, because that's what Godfather was. And he's the one that used to plug me in to do all my shows with Bike Junkies with me and Duke. We did a lot of shows in Myrtle Beach because of him. You know, he was one of the big promoters down there, him and Foxy. And I just want to shout out, I'm hoping we can keep his name lit, because he was about this culture. And I can't think of the club, man, but they opened their clubhouse and they did a thing. The clubhouse is nice. We had a ball down there. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna get him a shout out too. But I definitely wanted to say, that man is resting well and he's well loved. So I just want to give Godfather a shout out. Yeah. And thank you, man. Thank you.
Hands up for that.
No doubt.
All right, well, I'm at the part where I'm getting ready to close the show. I want to thank everybody who's tuned in on either on Facebook or on YouTube. I truly appreciate that. And I got to do what I got to do. Go ahead and say my little prayer, and we're going to go ahead and shut it down. All you riders out there, all you drivers out there, make sure you look more than twice, because the person that's on those two wheels or the three wheels, that is somebody's loved one. That is somebody's family. That is somebody's mother or father, brother or sister. So make sure you look more than twice. Put the phone down, put the drink down, put the makeup down, and look where you're going. Because their family want to see them come home in the same way they left, alive and whole. All you riders out there, keep your wheels down. There's a time and a place to go ahead and show off how you ride. But the main thing you want to make sure that you do want to show off is that you know how to take care of your brother and sister who is riding beside you or behind you or even in front of you. So be careful out there. All right. So this is DJ FX. I just want to say, make sure y'all take care of yourselves. Show that brotherhood, what the brotherhood is all about. Show that sisterhood, what the sisterhood is all about. But most of all, show the love of who you are all the time. Until the next time, this is DJ FX. Burn rubber, y'all, and not your soul. I'm out. Love y'all.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for everything.
No problem. Thank you.